There was a time when Gaza's streets were alive, buzzing with laughter, merchants calling to passers-by, and the hurried footsteps of those going about their day. But now, only the sound of bombs, the roar of warplanes, a mother's frantic call for her missing child, and the broken cries of those who've lost everything echo in the distance. There was a time when the smell of fresh bread wafted from Gaza's bakeries, mingling with the scent of spices and jasmine. But now, only famine remains. Gaza's people no longer gather around full tables, telling each other stories. Instead, they scavenge for scraps, sharing what little remains, with little to say, and unsure whether there will be a tomorrow. Help was promised, aid trucks loaded with food, medicine, and supplies. But most never arrived. They were stopped at checkpoints and left there while their contents expired, or worse, were targeted by treacherous missiles. And just like that, aid was set on fire before it could ever reach the hands of those who waited. The children waited, the mothers waited, the wounded waited, but help never came. There was a time when schools fed the hungry minds of children. Now Gaza's schools have become places where people huddle, not for knowledge, but for survival, fearing their shelter will be the next one hit. Even the sea, which once brushed upon Gaza's shores, and where families gathered to watch the sun sink beneath the horizon, is now littered with waste and sewage, its waters poisoned, its beauty tainted. The sun's warmth has somehow vanished. Diseases are spreading, carried by toxic water and crammed makeshift shelters. Cholera, polio, illnesses long forgotten now run rampant, claiming the lives of the youngest and the weakest. There was a time when Gaza's hospitals stood tall and their halls bustled with doctors and nurses curing the sick and injured. Now those same halls are filled with screams, cries, and the scent of blood and death. In some places, the doors have been closed for good, leaving behind the echoes of those who lost their loved ones. Sacred places like mosques and churches are now reduced to rubble. No more calls to prayer or church bells ringing. Even Gaza's heritage, the stories of its people, has been destroyed. The monuments that once told ancient, heroic stories to the world are now nothing but piles of rocks. Massacres, one tragic killing after another. Entire families wiped from the registry, while others still search for a missing father, a mother, a sibling, or a son. Tens of thousands of Gaza's children are still beneath the rubble, beneath what was once their safe haven. Though life in Gaza was always difficult, its people besieged, medicine and basic necessities hard to come by, still, its people made do and carried on through their will to live proud and free, enjoying every moment, because life is short in Gaza. Now, the massacres, the famine, the diseases, the siege, the weight of every tragedy plagues the streets of Gaza. 1 year has passed, but Gaza is still bleeding.